So I just got back from the Red River Apiarist Association meeting. They'd asked me to come in to sit on a beekeepers panel to talk about beekeeping and field some beekeeping related questions, just to start some discussion. And I had a lot of fun doing that. I also had a gadgets night. I brought this little disc just to show them how to, it's just the days of the week around the outside, and you corresponded with your graft, and then it just tells you when to transfer it into the incubator and the nuke and all that, so you're not counting on your fingers and toes and such. And then I showed them my little tags here that I use to follow the graft frame. So the guys are interested where I got this little disc, and I'll plug the email address, so if you're interested, bug this guy and he will sell you something. Really cool. I love this thing. Home run. Anyways, it was a good night, and I was able to connect with a lot of beekeepers. I thought the panel they put on was brilliant. Like the audience was well tuned into the discussion, and I just had a lot of fun. Getting in front of people is still quite the challenge for me. Earlier on in the meeting, I stood up on behalf of the Manitoba Beekeepers Association to convey some business that's going on to the membership, and I was physically shaking, and so I prepared stuff to read in my little book here, and I couldn't read it because my eyes were blurry. So, and my anxiety level was up where it typically is when I'm standing in front of people. So I did my best just to convey my thoughts and to what I was trying to say, and I didn't do a very good job of it. I didn't convey my message very well whatsoever. I was kind of stumbling and bumbling there for most of the time, but I think I got across most of what I wanted to say to them. Like Dad says, half the job is just showing up. But this case, the other half, I didn't do a hell of a good job either. But afterwards, beekeepers were coming up and asking me about MBA business and some specifics on what I was saying. So that's pretty good feedback. So I'm glad I did that. Just wish I could, speaking in front of people isn't getting any easier. It's kind of like that beekeeper when you first get stung, hurts like hell. And then a few years later you get stung and it still hurts like hell, but we know what to expect and we know how to react, and we just kind of brush it off. It's the same with speaking. Get in front of a crowd and it hurts like hell, but the more I'm doing it, the more I'm able to recognize what's going on and how to react and how to brush off my nerves, and so it's not really getting any easier. It's just I'm getting used to it, I guess. So at moments like when I was standing in front of the crowd speaking business-like, and I was as prepared as I could be and just lose my train of thought. What am I supposed to do? But carry on, right? It's a really interesting podcast that I tuned into one day. The interviewer was interviewing Jerry Springer, and he was specifically, the conversation was around the guests that come on to his program and how they make an ass of themselves, and just is that theater or whatever? And apparently it's pretty honest stuff. And he was saying, to the extent that after the show, these guys would come to him asking to come back onto the next show, and it kind of took him off guard. He didn't know how to react to that. But the whole point he was saying is that you got to realize that most of the people in the world don't get listened to. You know, their kids don't listen to them, their wife hates them and doesn't listen to them, they have a job they don't like and their boss yells at them all day and they don't get listened to there. Nobody listens to them, and here they are on the show in front of the whole nation, and everybody's listening to them, regardless if they're making an ass of themselves. They're being listened to, and the power of being heard is so great that they would come on to the next show just to make an ass of themselves again, just to be heard. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I kind of relate to that a little bit. For so very long, I would speak and nobody would listen to me. Like, it was so frustrating. It's like I'm talking to a wall, and I used to hate that. So over this last little bit of time, I've been working on trying to correct that, trying to figure out how to get people to listen to me, and you know, changing some of my behaviors and mannerisms is one thing. Confidence is a huge thing, and speaking up, you know, saying what you have to say at the right time, and just be heard. Just, it's kind of hard to explain, but for so very long, when a guy is not heard all his life, and then suddenly starts to speak up, it's the most important thing in the whole world, is to be heard. Anyways, that's just a few thoughts I wanted to bring up. I keep getting asked to speak, and I haven't started saying no yet. I'm still in the spirit of saying yes, because I'm having a lot of fun doing this. It's just I hate speaking in front of people so very much, but I guess I take that as feedback, as if I'm being asked to get up and speak, even though I stumble and bumble sometimes and make an ass of myself maybe. Whatever I'm providing seems to be useful, and as long as I can keep being useful, then I'll keep speaking, and I'll keep having fun at this, and just see where this ends up.